Why is it that 100K is such a magical number when it comes to your investments? In this video, I'm going to break down exactly why and stay to the end so that you find out exactly how you can get to your first 100K or even further. Hey, what's going on? This is Maui Voti with Financially Present. If you're new here, welcome. I'd like you to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. The first fact is the sheer numbers of all of this. Take a look at this level of growth. 10% on $100, now you have $110. 10% on $1,000, and now you have $1,100 working in your favor. 10% on $10,000, and now you have $11,000 working in your favor. But now, when you have $100,000 and that gets 10%, you're now working with $110,000 working in your favor. What you're seeing is now your six figures can help you make five figures, which is really going to help you make more six figures in the future. You might not feel like it's doing a lot, but once you start seeing one comma, more commas are coming. Trust me. This is the beauty of compound interest. It's like the difference between using a garden hose to fill up a pool or using multiple fire hydrants to fill up an Olympic-sized pool. It's going to happen much faster when you have a lot of pressure. And what compounding interest does, that's the magic of compounding interest, is it applies more pressure without you having to do all of the work. Another reason why your net worth just explodes after you hit 100K is because it becomes visual. There's a certain point where faith becomes sight. And once you see something, it changes your whole dynamic. It's almost like you're motivated quicker. Just like seeing the finish line when you're almost there at the end of a race, and something comes out of nowhere and just pushes you. It's not someone else, it's just that motivation because you see the finish line. And seeing an extra comma or an extra place just with your numbers, your own hard-earned money, that changes a lot. Because now what you're gonna do is your behaviors will change. You know that, hey, this actually works. I'm actually seeing the growth, and now I can contribute more pressure, more efforts to seeing that grow much bigger. Once you start to see the magic of compounding start to work, you buy into it. And it leads into the third reason why your net worth just explodes after you hit 100K. It's because your contributions become more consistent. You see, seeing it work helps you make it work faster. So you start to contribute and add more on a regular basis. This is where people may even increase how much they put towards investing because it will help them hit that next milestone much quicker and much faster. And it allows you to establish a rhythm. You see, one thing about the stock market, it doesn't have any rhythm. In fact, I would say it has two left feet. It literally has no rhythm at all. And that's why most people can't predict it. But you, on the other hand, you have the ability to make bi-weekly contributions, monthly contributions, and establish your own rhythm. And that's the rhythm that matters, because whether you're buying high or buying low, if you're buying consistently and often and frequently, you'll see that and you'll eventually get that 100K much, much faster. If you're working your way up to build your first 100K, or you just don't feel like it's going fast enough and you want to get to your 200K or more, I want you to make sure you get your free copy of the 10 crucial steps to becoming financially present. It's free of no charge and it's right below this video. One thing I need you to really grasp is the concept of time, okay? Suppose I started investing $200 a month for 30 years, and if I'm getting a 10% rate of return, I would hit my $100,000 mark in year 17. And yeah, that's a long time, but after that, the time between 100,000 and 200,000 only takes about 6 years, because I'll hit that number by year 23. So to hit 300,000, it would only take about 4 years, because that's going to take place in year 27. And maybe that's too long, maybe, for you, but suppose you start late. What if I had a twin brother, and that twin brother, he decided that he wanted to use his money for other reasons, and he decided to start 10 years later than me. So he even wants to put twice as much to try and catch up. So he's going to put in $400 a month, and he's only doing it for 20 years. He's going to hit his first 100,000 in his 12th year, which is really year 22 for me. And then the time it takes him to get from 100K to 200K happens 5 years later, but that's between years 27 and 28 for me. By the time I've reached my 394K, he has only attained 274,000. That's a difference of 120,000 in growth. And here's the kicker. I mean, he put more money in than me because he put $96,000 in there. So you can imagine his frustration in realizing that he started too late or he waited too long to start. Time is on your side when it comes to compounding. You cannot get it done without time. Now, here's some tips you can use to make sure that you reach your 100K as quickly as you can. First things first, I don't care what anyone says, time is the number one factor. You have to focus on time. So you start early. You have to start early. Doesn't matter if you're in high school with a part-time job or in college with a part-time job, you have to start. Whether it's a retirement account or an investment account, you can start early and trust me, it will work. You know, a lot of people look at Warren Buffett and, you know, he's done great things as far as, you know, the financial literacy space and building wealth and helping other people understand how to do this. But the secret to all of this is time. As of this video, he's 94 years old. But when did he reach his first $1 billion? When he hit 56 years old. And in fact, 99% of his wealth came after that. Okay. So the last 38 years is when he truly made all of his wealth. As you know, he's a multi-billionaire, but it really spiraled into true wealth the longer he continued to invest and the longer he continued to live. So again, because he started early, he's had the benefit of time. The second thing you can do is just make little changes. Increase your contribution to your 401k. It could be 1 or 2%. And I know especially it's easier at the end of the year because if you get any type of increase in the beginning of the year, you can start with just 1 or 2% being contributed to your 401k and it won't sting that much. So start planning right now. If you know that you need to increase your 401k contributions, go ahead and increase it just by 1%, 2% even. Trust me, these are the small changes that can help. The third thing you can do is automate your savings. It's as easy as it can be if you can just schedule it a day or two after payday to just automatically move the money to another checking account or another savings account or your brokerage account. And then from there, it can actually be invested. But if you just automate it, you take some of the guesswork out. You don't have to worry about forgetting to do it. You've already moved that money to a space where it's now more likely to work for you than it is to just be spent elsewhere on something that you may or may not have value on. And that brings me to the fourth thing you can do, and that's avoid lifestyle creep, or some would call it lifestyle inflation. And the whole entire reason why you wanted to make more money was to be able to afford more things. And once you start affording more things and buying them, now you've raised your lifestyle costs and you still need to make more money to get ahead. This is a very difficult balance. But if you're able to control some of those expenditures, you reduce your lifestyle costs, and now the amount that you need, you know, when it comes to your investing or retirement or anything like that, is much lower because your lifestyle costs currently aren't taking away from those efforts that would help you build your 100,000. In short, I'm basically saying the more you make, the more you buy. That means the more expensive things are, and then now you need way more than 100K or $1 million or whatever your goal is as far as the money that you're gonna need to live a life where you can actually be present to what matters most. But like I always say, if you're secure in your finances, you can be present in other areas of your life that matter more to you. Until next time, stay present.